Jump off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living
with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pei.
And welcome. Yay! I've missed you all. I've been gone for 2 weeks. Welcome to my weekly talk radio show called Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa every Tuesday at naturally high noon here out of the Sunset Gower Studios in Hollywood, California. And then every Thursday syndicated on my CNBC News Radio channel, which is now NBC and NBC Sports as well. Kcaa AM 1050, FM 102.3, FM 106.5, and also everywhere that iHeartRadio is. And this is a show about hope and happiness. So there's no gossip, no scandal, and no K words, no Kardashian talk at all. So I want you to keep it tuned here so that you can focus on your own reality show and how you can be happy 88% of the time. And yes, I have been to the Great White North and also to Texas. I went to help my mom, who broke her wrist, pack up 18 boxes from 83 years of living, and found some really interesting things. She keeps a scrapbook. Do you like my Fonzie meets Prince hair on my head? As well, it was great learning more about my dad, who I knew was a well-known microwave technologist, but there's tons of articles. I guess he worked on using orange juice and bread and the McDonald's pork patties. All of that was thanks to him. So McDonald's fan, you can thank my dad in the research that he did. And he went early to the other side, but I miss him and I love him, and I know that he enriched my life, and I'm grateful for that. And one of my favorite shots is him with my 2 daughters before he went to heaven. Also, I got to see my new great niece, Elia Carissa. Sounds like, And then my other favorite great niece, Anna Grace, who you know from the app, and her little commercial for my 21-day fast from complaining app. I also wanted to give a shout out to Michelle, my mom's optometrist receptionist, who's really great, and Dr. McGowan and Nurse Nirvana at the Burnaby General Hospital. And as well, excellent customer service shout outs to Liz on WestJet, Danny at Cheap Air, and Flashing Peace with James at the American Airlines counter. I love the tweets back from American. Great airline. I think all the airlines, after what happened with United, are doing a really good job watching their customer service. Also, a shout out to my plane mates to Vancouver and Austin, Texas, including the couple going to Disney from Vancouver, the Facebook employee who argued with me on my takeoff game, the dad who was from Austin taking his kid to LA, and the 2 Austin police officers, Clink Scales and Cantu, who almost gave me the wrong directions on the Lady Bird bike trail when I met my niece and my daughter, who's doing her internship in Houston at MD Anderson Cancer Research. Shout out to her. I'm so proud of her. She's 19 and she's getting her name on 2 research papers. And I've talked about my niece who works for Google, so we say Christina it. We all had a great time also with my daughter Sarah in Austin, Texas. Last week, I also forgot to mention my Asian Oprah giveaway from author, speaker Steve Farber. So if you're in the San Diego area, August 16th, and would like to go to a $397 Extreme Leadership Conference for free, then be the first to go to my website today, the number 4balance.org. And if you aren't fast enough, you can still save $100 on the day with discount code balance. So that's the Extreme Leadership Conference. Thanks to last week's beautiful guest, Steve Farber, my new friend from CEO Space International. You can get that show on YouTube now. Just put in Dr. Marissa and Steve Farber. And now on to today's show. It's been a little while since we've done one, and I do love probably this show the most, along with every other show that I do. But it is the call-in week of the month, the second week of the month, where I get to work with callers on helping them balance their life tires as well as smog check their stinking thinking, thanks to my fabulous call-in producer, Jarvis Essex, who is as great as he is good-looking. And I know we've all talked about how good-looking he is, and yes, he's also smart. So I'm taking in all references now. If you'd like to date him, I'll go through your profile and your pictures, and we'll see what happens. But he's a great guy, and all joking aside, I do appreciate what you do for me, and you are a beneficial presence on my planet. Yeah. So a little applause for you. There you go. I don't thank him enough. So he helps me be Dr. Marissa, the kinder, gentler Dr. Laura, today with two callers that are going to call in. And if you'd like to schedule, we do them pretty much every month. You just contact him at jsessex13@aol.com, and he'll get you on my list for balancing your life tires. So let's go to the first caller, and that is Jay from Los Angeles. Jay, welcome to the show.
Welcome.
And I understand you are an actual caller that called in before checking in because I asked you to, and I'm so grateful for that.
I am so excited. Yes, I am. What I am considered as a recurring caller. I called in about a year ago so eloquently, and you had asked me on 3 areas of my life.
Yes.
What the scales were, and each one of them ranging from 1 to 10. And I want to thank you because I had already been through counseling, a practitioner, several sessions and years of that. Mm-hmm. And it was so exciting to be exposed to you, to give me a great compass and a good assessment. Your program really gives the people a good assessment of where they are and a good exposure to counseling. So kudos for what you do.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yes. And so, yes, I do remember. So I just wanted to just give you that orientation to just let you know my heart is so warm because, yes.
Well, that's very sweet of you, and thank you for those kind words. And we'll just check in with each other as usual. If you remember last time, palms up in your lap, your feet firmly on the ground, eyes gently closed, and just connecting with me through breath, through Chi eternal energy, taking that deep breath in through the nose and releasing all the stories and the drama. Good. And one more deep breath in. Connecting with me, opening your heart, your mind, your soul to more love, more joy, more peace. And when you're ready, open your eyes. So what would you like to do? You gave a great recap of how I assess where you are. Would you like a new topic, or would you like to stay with the same and see where you still would like a little balance?
I liked a little balance because it was great because to give you assessment, last time we went to health, you gave me health, relationship, and life. And health, I was the one that I really needed was mentally because of the fact that my life and all that. But right now, where number 4 is the next one is my home life.
Okay.
Because my health, I look to my health, my relationship, and my home life. And I say my health is so superb that
Fabulous.
I'm just a product of the counseling and the whole coaching and the whole experience.
Oh,
has
yay.
really elevated me through the loss of my mother and father in the last 2 years. My mother was 2 years ago with embryo after 15 years of embryo and rheumatoid arthritis, and then my father was last December. And do you believe it? People look at me and they talk to me. I can't believe that they made their transition. I said, thanks to this whole thing, and the whole experience of what you do, I was able to be present with my parents through their experience and live through my story.
What a gift.
I was able to really experience their death with them, their passing, which was a transition. So I made it through the health and the relationship, because through that experience, really counseling helps you build a relationship with yourself.
Yes.
And so through that, why I say next area is home life, because now that's the new area that is so wonderful for me because of the fact that because of the foundation my parents left us, they left us very nice for financially. Now my home life, where there's a lot of chaos, because, when parents are dying and family are very, tensions are high and people, emotions are high.
There's a reason they say that funerals and weddings bring out the best and the worst in people. So
I can say it brought the best in me thanks to you. I'm going back to what you gave me in the power of the health and the relationship.
Wonderful.
Before I was able to be there present with my mom and dad, and then kind of be a moral compass for myself through the passing of my parents, through my relationship, now my life. Now I have my company, and this is what I'm calling about, that I have a patent I've introduced into the world starting at the end of the world of this year. I've been working 10 years to develop a service delivery, product service delivery for your community, as well as create jobs. That's what I wanted, to use my technology to use that for patent. And so now there's a lot of kind of like uncertainty, because there's such a need that there's so many people hurting, and there's so many goods that I want to be used now, and I'm so uncertain that whether that now is the time to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But I can't gauge now based on what I've accomplished.
Right.
I know I can do it. Any time is the time. So I like a kind of balancing scale, because what I have shared with you belongs to my parents and a lot of things. And based on the conversation I'm conveying to you, I have made it through a lot. But now where I am now, I need a good compass of where I gauge where it goes.
So good for you. Okay, good for you and what you have chosen to believe, and that most of the time you're in a good feeling place when it comes to something that usually debilitates people because of the extreme grief. We know where they are. They are not gone. They're just in another place that we don't physically see them, but they are always with us. Their energies will always be with us. Now, they are here to guide you continuously the way that they always have been. So you haven't lost that. But the access point is a little bit different. Before, you kind of picked up the phone and said, "Hey, what do you think about this?" or "What do you think I should do about that?" Am I close on that one?
Yes. Oh my God, that's amazing.
Okay.
You're so amazing. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So
That's
now.
the guy where thank you. You're hitting on where I needed to come in. Thank you.
So what you're going to do now is I'm guessing you have a meditation practice. And
yes.
Okay. So during meditation, I want you to do what you normally do, which is a connection with the source, right? With the power, with creativity, right?
Mine is dance. Mine is dance and dance.
Okay, in dance. Okay, beautiful. And that's moving meditation. Let me distinguish between still meditation and moving meditation. I want you to continue to do the moving meditation where you're going to receive impulses and receive ideas. It's a little harder to stop and write when you're in the middle of a dance. So still meditation is a little bit different of a beautiful animal. In still meditation, you actually are trying not to think. You're clearing so that you're completely connected to Source. And Source is where where your parents are as well. And so the answers that you're asking from me today will continuously be given to you during meditation. I know that, I see that, and it's very easy access. So now...
Can I confirm what you're saying?
Absolutely.
Thank you what you're saying. Interpreting what you said was because my mother and father and what I get when I'm dancing, and thank you for meeting where I am. That's why I love what the practitioners, they meet you at your core, know what is a core kind of thing of my dance of where I am, that it gives me a chance to get in the space of capturing the big things that I am, because I'm a big grasp person, and where I need to go in my life and my parents and my ancestors in the grasping all the wisdom that I need to download where I'm going to be still.
Yes.
And that information will come to me a lot more because I'm still in focus there.
Correct.
Thank you for that. Is that a good
That's
assessment?
exactly right. That's exactly right. So you're receiving inspiration and impulses to express during your dance. That's moving meditation. When you're silent, you're allowing your soul connection, your body, your mind, your spirit, your heart, to be plugged in to this inspiration that creates the gravitational pull, the dolphins that are swimming, the blades of grass that no two are alike, the snowflakes that no two are alike, the 7.3 unique individuals that we are, the way the sun rises every morning. So that inspiration focus point, or that source, is what you plug into when you meditate. All right. So so everything that you're asking for, so let's practicalize this. There's a Dr. Marissa new word. So you're sitting in meditation and you're just breathing. So let's just do it now. Okay. So we're going to practice this. So you're gently closing your eyes, and that's just to remove some distractions of what you see. Take a deep breath in through the nose and release. What I should do next with the business. Okay, so you're going to breathe in, inspiration, and you're going to release the question into the source. What is that I'm supposed to do next with the business? And you may not get an answer immediately, but I promise you that you even will release that question. And either during the meditation or sometime that day, you're going to get an impulse to call someone, to look something up, to email someone, to investigate something, to move money from one account to another, to relook at a proposal, to see what I've written so far, to call someone who wants to do business with you, to take a walk with a friend who may talk about something that just happens to spur. And that is called stitch work. This is my newest analogy that I love. All you're doing with your business is taking care of stitch by stitch by stitch. You know what your talents are. You know what your strengths are. You know what the 12% that you need a little work on, but you're not perfect. You're taking your mind and being fully open to the creative force that comes from being plugged in the source. You start that way every single morning, and your day will unfold, and you will be impulsed into inspired action. And that's all you need to do. You don't have to see, although you will get glimpses of the entire pattern that is being unfolded in your wardrobe of life. That picture of what that outfit looks like, or what that car looks like, or what that business looks like, or all of that is already there, and you'll get glimpses of that. But I want you to have fun with the stitches and be less concerned with what the picture of the pattern is. Isn't it delicious when you get to little by little see what that pattern is? One of the things that we do as human beings sometimes is we're so rushed about wanting to get to the destination, wanting to get to the end, or wanting to see what it's going to look like, or wanting that end piece, that we miss out on the delightful little stitches on the way.
Exactly.
So, and the best way for you to access that is through meditation. First thing in the morning, getting into that, and you already started it before you talked to me. You were grateful. You were
Can I recite
appreciative.
what I
Absolutely.
can I recite what you said, Dr. Members? Because that was
Absolutely.
deep what you said. It was so beautiful the way you
I'm
articulated
going to bring you
me.
along all the time, right? This is my
Well, it
Mr.
was so
Affirming here.
beautiful the way I feel like Oprah on Life Story, where you listen to the Life Story and you sitting there with Oprah and sitting there with Oprah and she's talking with her friends. Like, God, that's so resonant. Well, I get what you say, and you're like throwing a rock across a lake and you're hitting so many milestones, like in a reading where people just see she knew all of these things and she's connecting these beautiful dots on how to center myself, how to take the corporation. And what you had said is where the first question that anybody asks is empowering questions. Where am I going to use this company? How am I going to use the entry of it? And then you gave me the wonderful rituals of daily exercises, not only of thinking about the practice of how I'm consciously going to show up with the company. You also gave me daily rituals of how to get up, or practices on being engaged on the company. And my thing of my company was for the last 15 years, I've been putting together everything. Now I'm at a steward level and ownership, and it's immaculate, and I'm bringing people to steward it and all. It's amazing. So from that level to see it as a steward, that's why thank you for my ancestors and my parents, because they are stewardship, and that's what they were giving.
And they will speak to you directly during your meditation. That is, anytime you get an inspired thought, that's where it's from. So, it's all source. It's all energetic creativity. It's all energetic inspiration. I want you to your mantra is now inspired play. I don't want you to work at your company. I want you to have inspired play with your company. So
thank you.
That's going to be your practice. All right?
And
go ahead.
And thank you for making the distinction between the dance meditation, because I always do that, and I love my meditation, because that's how I make the decision when I'm meditating at Agape versus at my dance, because that is what my gift is, and I have to offer to the world, and it's a whole hidden gift that I'm hiding on in secret. But that's where my expression and my creative, for years I've gone into the core, and then I drop down and I sit down and it just flows. And for you to make that connection, no one knew. It's like this lady.
Well, let me also put a moose on the table for a second. My darling, you are a thinker. And you have a million thoughts that go through your head every single minute of the day. Am I correct?
You are absolutely correct.
Okay. And so that's why still meditation is going to be it's going to be a little bit of a challenge, which is probably one of the reasons why you do moving meditation. But it's going to help balance that aspect out. So there's going to be times where you're not going to be comfortable when you are still, or comfortable when you're quiet, or comfortable when you are not processing. So I want to encourage you to be okay with that. You are a processor. It's one of your skills. It's one of your gifts. But I'd like you to sort of access the other side of you that does not process, because there's even more to you than you think there is.
And thank you what you just said. And I'm going to, what I have done the last 3 months, as I've been bringing back into my still and setting down, as I go into meditation, when I start feeling myself leaving my body, I'll bring out and I'll start doing a stretching, almost to bring myself in kind of a yoga state, to bring myself, center myself and say, wait, I'm sitting. So thank you, because I'm going to reinforce myself with what you tell me and just say, I need to be still, because the more I'm still, the more I'm centered, and I tell myself there's a reason for why I'm doing what I'm doing, and then I can shut it back off.
Yeah.
I take what you say and work at that, expand.
It's really difficult. It's kind of, the analogy I use is when you are in constant movement, for something to land on you, it's more difficult. So if you want things to land on you, being still is your best shot. Does that make sense? So
makes a wonderful sense. Yeah.
So when you are still and you can access the messages better. When you're not still, then it takes more effort for something to land on you.
I see.
Does that?
And that makes sense. Yes, it does.
Okay.
It makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah, it makes 100% because of the fact that the grounding and then more energy and then holding the space. And I look at it because what you have really, they sat me down and said, you're the Mensa and the north side, west side. I use both sides of my brain and all this. And where I think the left side of my side, the computer side and the artistic side and all that. But it's so wonderful to hear you say that because I flow so eloquently on autopilot on the creative side. That's the perfume, what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
But the technology and the business side, and thank you for centering me because that's the parent side of me. That's the steward side of me. That's the side that will hold me and be able to do what you're saying.
Yeah.
To ground myself, to stay centered when I'm out of my body, because when I'm in these roles on the business side, you can't have that you have that play, I think what you said earlier, and to take it in as a play-like attitude, that way I will get engaged in the stitch by stitch, as you said. I loved so wonderful as I used in putting the pattern together for the rest of the journey of the company, putting it together by stitch, I won't get caught up in the details or something goes wrong. Then I'm enjoying in the play of it because that's what really life is all about.
There is no wrong. You're never going to get it wrong, and you're never going to get it done. And that's from one of my great teachers, Abraham Hicks.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can allow for the unfolding of the pattern without having to analyze it stitch by stitch, then you can enjoy it more stitch by stitch.
Thank you.
Yes?
That makes sense.
Yes.
It makes sense. Yes,
Beautiful.
It does. And by treating it by play and looking at my attitude of it as play, then I can enjoy it because I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Look at it as a game. Yeah. Okay, I love it. Thank you for that. Yes,
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I'm getting the minute sign. Is there anything else that I can help you with?
That is really, you have touched on so much because thank you, because yet I asked about my company. I was able to address my parents. I was able to address the wonderful distinction of dancing and the meditation. Mm-hmm. I learned a lot more about myself in this conversation and how to ground myself and carry myself and how to use the creative side. It's like the dance and stay that.
Yeah,
but it's
beautiful.
Me to process more to the centeredness to stay centered,
right,
where I need to go to hold the information that I need to go where I need to go.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely.
You are fair and balanced. I tell you, you're too fair and balanced for me. I guess I have more.
Beautiful. Well, thank you for getting back in touch with me again. And I'm grateful that the inspired words that I got, because I start all of my shows with let the words be thine and the voice be mine, speak through me, don't let me get in the way, were useful and helpful to you. And I'm grateful for that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Doctor and Dr. Marissa. I just want to say I'm just a testimony of people when they call in, and after they call in, they do need to call back in for a refresher because that's what I am. Thank you.
Absolutely. Peace and blessings to you.
I want to give you my online Yelp.
Yes, please. Yes. And when do you have a website for your business? No? Right, not yet.
It's going up, and yes, it's going up, and yes, and I will follow up. Can I follow up with
Absolutely,
you?
Absolutely.
Yes,
Whatever props we can give you.
Yes, I will, and I would like to talk to you offline. I enjoy everything.
Perfect.
I might want to talk to you for your services.
Absolutely. Actually, I'm teaching a moving meditation class since you're in LA.
Yes.
Every Saturday now, because I just finished traveling pretty much for the rest of the year between India, China, and Canada. So every Saturday at 8:30, in Long Beach, I'll be teaching balanced Tai Chi Gong. So you're
That's where I
welcome
live
to.
in Long Beach.
Oh, well,
How
there
dare
you go.
teaching
So,
it. That's where
so
I
you,
live. Thank
so I'll see you on the beach at 8:30. So anyone else listening in the area, please do join me for my balanced Tai Chi Gong class, which is a moving meditation that promotes inner peace, one breath at a time. Thanks for that segue into my commercial. All right. And that was my first caller from Long Beach, California, calling about how to bring his business into the next level, in a return caller, appreciative of the life balance tools that I got to give him last time and this time. And it is that time of the show when I get to thank the sponsors who make this show possible with a little shout out and some exposure. So we'll be back in 2 and 2. Peace in and peace out. How's your love life? Are you tired of the same old, same old? Before you sign up for a new model or join the internet dating pool that might be too shallow, try the Kcaa Connection, because there is a connection between sexual health and wellness. It's time for women and men to empower themselves and improve their overall health with a positive sexual attitude. So contact Kcaa Connection coach Jamie at sexpositiveattitude@gmail.com. That's Jamie at sexpositiveattitude@gmail.com. And here's to your health. All right, and we are back. You are tuned in to my weekly talk radio show called Take My Advice, I'm Not Using It. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa every Tuesday at naturally high noon out of the Sunset Gower Studios with Universal Broadcasting Network, and then every Thursday at 7, Saturday at 1 on my syndicated CNBC News Radio channel KCAA, AM 1050, FM 102.3, FM 106.5, and syndicated everywhere on iHeartRadio, splattering more hope and happiness to you. And it's time for our second caller. Please welcome Marie from LA to the show.
Good morning.
It is.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Welcome to the show, Marie. And as per usual, we'll set you up by having your feet on the ground, unless you're driving, your palms up in your lap. And gently close your eyes as I guide you through a connection with me through breath, taking a deep breath in through your nose and releasing through the mouth. Soft shoulders, soft elbows, soft knees, and then another deep breath in. Good. Connecting with me through Chi, eternal energy, and releasing all the stories and the drama. Beautiful. And in the next breath, opening your eyes. And how are you today, Marie?
I'm good. Thank
Beautiful.
you. Thank you.
Beautiful. And we're going to find out exactly how good you are by asking you to give me, on a scale of 1 to 10, how you would rate yourself currently in health and wellness, in your personal health and wellness, 1 being not so great and 10 being fabulous.
I would say at about a 6.
6, all right. And then on the category of job and career, same scale?
Job and career, about a 7.
Okay, 7. And the last category is relationships.
Relationships are way up there. Definitely a 9 to 10.
A 9?
Where I'm at 9, a 9 or 10. A 9, let's stick it with a 9.
That's
There's always
fabulous.
room for growth.
Absolutely. And my producer's asking me to ask you to turn your volume down a little so we don't get me twice. Even though I like the sound of my voice.
There we go. Is
Perfect.
that better?
Much better. Thank
Wonderful.
you. Just still a little. Are you on speaker by any chance?
No, I'm on my headset.
Okay. So we're good. Just a little bit now. So, all right. So let's go to health and well-being. Sounds like it's the category we want to focus in on, unless you'd like to talk about job and career.
I can do the health part,
All right.
definitely.
Okay, so tell me, what would it take to bring that number up?
Doing the work that I need to do.
It's isn't it so interesting? Aren't we interesting as human beings? Like
Absolutely.
we know what is good for us. We know what's not good for us. We know what we need to do, and we just don't do it. What is with that?
Well, truly, I think is for me is I'm always so busy taking care of everybody else that becomes a distraction for me, and I'm very aware of that. And now it's to the point where, okay, all that I'm doing, I need to do that for myself as well as give the advice that I give it back to myself and take action with it. And yeah, we can call it procrastination. We can call it just comes down also to self-love, I think, too.
Yes.
You know I need to do the work. Again, another day goes by and another day goes by. I could have done this. And
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep. Okay. So a couple of models and tools came into place as you were talking. You ready? Get your seatbelt on.
Yes.
Okay. Put on your life jacket with a silver lining. Here we go. So the first one is I think you're a perfectionist. So I don't know you, okay, but my guess is you got to do things really, really well. And people around you should be doing things really, really well, and you really know how to help them with that. Is that accurate?
Very much.
Okay, so you're busted on the perfectionism. Now, perfectionism, where it is helpful in getting things done, it has a side effect, and it's called the slide. So perfectionism is up here, and then if you don't think you're going to do it perfectly, comes in procrastination. And then if you get too much procrastination going, the momentum leads you to paralysis, where you don't do anything at all. Okay, so I'm guessing that you know that slide well.
Very well.
Okay, so the first thing is I want you to raise your right hand and repeat after me. Perfectionism is overrated.
Perfectionism is overrated.
I choose to be 88% perfect.
I choose to be 88% perfect.
I am now joining the Recovering Perfectionist Club.
I'm now joining the
Recovering
Club.
Perfectionist.
Recovering Club.
Oh, see that? So as of this moment today on July. What month are we in? I do too much traveling. July the what is
11th.
today? 11th. July the 11th. At 12:38, you are now going to discontinue trying to be perfect. And as long as you're 88% good, we're good. Now, what does that mean? Next tool that's coming into play, it's called 15 minutes at a time. Okay? So my guess is tomorrow I'm going to start walking an hour and a half a day. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to eat perfectly. I'm going to stop doing all of the habits that I have. And then one more day goes by and I'm going to start tomorrow. Because you can't fit in all these lofty goals that you have. So I want you to shave down every single thing that you want to do and make them 15-minute increments. So as long as you walk for 15 minutes, that's fine. As long as you eat healthy for 15 minutes, you're fine. As long as you shave down your, hour on Facebook to 15 minutes, you're fine. As long as you shave down your advice giving from an hour to 15 minutes, you're fine. Do you get where I'm going with this?
Absolutely.
Okay, so as long as you hit that 15-minute goal, you're golden. You can say, I did it one day. I did it for 15 minutes, and that's good enough. It's not perfect. It's not what I wanted to be an hour and a half, but it was good enough. Got it?
Yes.
So give me 3 things that you try to do every single day, but you can't seem to fit it in.
The walking.
Walking? Oh, how did I know? That was the first thing I said.
That. And the funny thing is, I used to do it every day for an hour, and then all of a sudden I just stopped.
Yes.
So that's even worse. That's even the
Okay.
slide.
Okay. So you're doing your
And
perfectionist thing again. You're shooting on
right.
yourself. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're stopping shooting on yourself from this point
Right.
forward. I do not want to hear those words. I used to.
Right.
No
Okay.
more. Okay.
Okay.
Today I did, or I am walking out the door right now for 15 minutes. I'm going to time myself. I'm going to put the timer for 7.5 minutes. And at 7.5 minutes, I'm going to turn around and come home, because if you go out 15 minutes, you're going to get stuck somewhere. so you want to make sure you get back to somewhere where you can continue. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. So, and if you feel good and you want to do more, then set your timer again for another 7.5 and go in a different direction. I'm not saying you have to stop, but I want you to complete the 15-minute pass.
Okay.
That's walking's number 1. What else? Number 2.
Number 2 would be my physical therapy exercise work on the mat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hear you. I know that I had a hip replaced, and I know that I need to do, and it's just one of those things. But I put it down in my 12% imperfection, so I do other stuff. But again, 15 minutes. I know they want you to do a half an hour. I know they want you to do a whole regimen for an hour. But all you have to do is 15 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, that's it. So you know the exercises. If you don't have specific exercises, if you go and watch one of my past shows, Dr. Marissa and Mark Cormier, I actually get on the ground during the show and show some exercises that everybody can do for 2 minutes 4 times a day. Are you there?
That's perfect.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So Mark M-A-R-C Cormier, he's a biomechanic expert. And those exercises will exercise all the muscles in your body. Okay, so that's 2. Walk, exercise. Next. I'm going to pick it for you. Never mind. No. Sorry, I just picked it for you.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes.
So you get one person to give advice to per day for 15 minutes. That's it. You're cut off. Unless you're getting paid for it.
Okay.
This is going to be the hardest one for you. I can tell already. Yeah. So on average, my guess is you talk to about 3 or 4 people and give them advice for free every day.
Pretty much.
How did I know that? I swear, I'm not following you around. So you're now going to one person for 15 minutes. So this is how it's going to go. When that person calls and says, "Do you have a minute?" You're going to say, "Actually, I don't, but I can pencil you in for Thursday, and you'll be my one person a day for 15 minutes." So you're going to stagger your 3 to 4 people and give them a day, a week, that they get 15 minutes. So that first person is Tuesday day, that second person is Wednesday day, and the third one is your Thursday girl. If you really have to do the fourth one, they'll be your girl Friday. They get 15 minutes. Same thing, you put them on a timer. I just realized that I'm helping you more than I'm helping myself. And I just got yelled at on the air by a life balance coach who has asked me to put myself ahead of everyone else so that I can fulfill my goals too. I love you. I want to help you. I'm still going to be able to talk to you once a week for 15 minutes. But I'm giving you warning now. And if you really, really want more time with me, I'm starting my own coaching practice. And I'm starting by walking and coaching. So if you want to come over to my place, we'll go for a walk every Saturday, and you have me for an hour, because we're going to walk somewhere and we can talk and walk. Are you there?
I'm here. I'm listening and writing down.
Oh, good. I couldn't tell if you were revolting on me.
No.
Good. All right. So here's one of the reasons why you like to help people. One is it's your gift. You're good at it. Okay. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I want you to be able to help people and also live your life. And also, I think people who are good coaches should have a coaching practice. There's this downside of putting everybody. My order is God, self, and others, and often we've got that screwed up, and we do God, others, and self, which depletes ourselves to a point where we're no good to ourselves or others. So I think you fall in that category. So I'm helping you with some tools to put yourself in that spot. And in order to put yourself in the spot, it's not enough to say, I'm going to do this, because you've been doing that for years now and it's not happened. So in order to be able to do that, you have to let go of some of the things that you're doing now. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Okay. So in order to do that, that's why I'm not saying you can't help anybody anymore, but you're going to start to put little limits on it. The same limits that you're adding on the 15 minutes on the positive side, you're going to subtract into the 15 minutes with the time that you're talking to them. Now, is there someone who you've been talking to and it doesn't help at all, and you keep talking about the same thing over and over and over again? And nothing changes. Is there anybody in that category? I'm guessing there is.
Yeah, there is. There always is.
Okay.
But I'm very aware. I'm pretty much aware of it, and that's why I talk. I try to change the conversation to go to another level.
Yeah.
So yes.
Okay. So those are the people that you put on Friday. When you when you have time, and actually those are the people that you actually practice not engaging. So your muscle is to disengage. Your weaker muscle is to disengage. You've got a strong engagement muscle, but you've got a weaker disengage muscle. And I want you to start practicing disengaging and detaching with love. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Your time has to come from somewhere. So in order to do that, you have to disengage with love.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Okay. So the 15 minutes at a time is one tool, right? The adding 15 minutes at a time, subtracting 15 minutes at a time. Okay. The perfectionism is another one. So you've got 3 life balance tools. Okay. The other one, the last one is I am enough. Somewhere deep down, you were given a message, or you chose a message that I have to perform, I have to achieve, I have to do something for you to get the love that I'm looking for. Yes or no?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Yes. And that is a lie. Marie, you are loving, lovable, and loved exactly as you are. Repeat after me.
Okay.
I am loving, lovable, and loved exactly as I am.
Exactly as I am.
I want you to say that first thing in the morning, looking in the mirror. You will have some tears. That'll be normal. We're going to untrain yourself. We're going to undo the lie that you bought into for that.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes. I just wrote it all down.
Good.
Thank you.
Good. And how is your creativity and your unique gift, talent, and ability showing up? What is the name of your business?
I have a few, but the one my main is Meals with Marie.
Ah.
Yes.
I just realized who you are.
I know.
Hi, sweetie.
Surprise.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't recognize your voice. And
Oh,
I can
no, it's my radio
absolutely
voice.
Is it? It is. And I'm so glad that you called, and I'm so glad that you were honest about where you are, because you are beautiful, and I do know how loving, lovable, and loved you are. And I also know how great you are as a chef, because I've actually used you in one of my workshops, and I can totally endorse you. So what is the website? If you want a caterer who does healthy and delicious food, you have to contact Marie. And your website is?
Mealswithmarie.com.
Mealswithmarie.com. And if you mention Dr. Marissa, you'll get a discount.
Absolutely.
I just threw that in there. And you look, you're one of those lucky people too. You actually look very healthy. So that's half the battle right there. But now I know you're doing it for the inside out.
Correct.
Yes. So I would like you to really take those tools and work with them. Yes?
Yes.
Yes. Good. I'm so glad that you called in. I just know that today is going to you're turning right. Not a wrong right, but you're turning down a pathway where you know that you are wrapped in a warm blanket of worthiness, and you deserve the 15 minutes at a time attention for yourself. Yes?
Absolutely, yes.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Marie.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you again.
I just love my job. So that was Marie, and if you are a person who can relate, please do. And you just tuned in and you didn't hear all of it, please do join me on Thursday at 7 or Saturday at 1 on my Kcaa AM station. And that is it for today's call-in show. I'd like you to step up to my balance bar and balance with me first through a tip for today, day 11 on the 21-day fast from complaining with Dr. Marissa in its 7th year. I can't believe I started this good life habit July 1st, 2011, and now we are in round 75 or 6. So complaining and its cousin worrying are not paying jobs. And when we do complain or worry, it takes up space in our heads, in our hearts, and in our actions. We are in worst case scenario, which is just as likely as best case scenario. So why not go to the latter? Because when we're in our worst case scenario, it's a non-paying full-time job, robbing us of every moment that we could be fully present, hugging our child, encouraging a friend, enjoying the sunset. So let your complaining and worrying go, because you never get that time back. And that's from my 52 card Pick Me Up, Stacking the Deck for Life Balance with Dr. Marissa. Remember to get the app built by teenagers. Go to drmarissa.tv to sign up for the fast, because if you do 21 consecutive days without complaining, you do get a prize. And I'm not traveling for another month, as I mentioned with James in the first call, teaching a weekly class on the beach. Go to Meetup and put in Dr. Marissa Balance Tai Qigong to find out more details and to RSVP there. And if you're an entrepreneur and want to up your game, join me in Florida August 1st to 5th when I debut as faculty on the CEO Space International with my talk called Mind Games, BS, calling the BS, the belief systems that help and hurt the entrepreneur. And if you'd like to see my first monthly column in the Sun, go to my Facebook page where I will post it there, or you can go find the Sun. It's a column called What If with Dr. Marissa. I also have an interview done by Clear Business Directory. You can get all of that as soon as you go to Dr. Marissa and give me a finger or a thumbs up there. And next week, I have in studio a very interesting guest. Do you remember Nitro from the American Gladiators? Well, Dan Clark, former Rams football player, screenwriter, actor, and Ellen DeGeneres' last boyfriend on her sitcom right before she came out as a lesbian, has a new book coming out called F Death, which is about his heart attack and recovery, where he learned that we all make our own happiness, and that is the key to wellness. So come to the studio. He'll be here live. Well, actually, don't come to the studio. Tune in for the live broadcast next Tuesday on Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa Pay. That's P for positive, EI. And remember, it's all about balance. Peace in and peace out.
Learned to cry at an early age. People around me, my heart in a cage. Life was a book, don't turn a page. I couldn't see past my rage. I wanted to dance, but I pushed.
Tom Busby, CNBC.
Get your 4th of